Welcome back, fire alarm technicians. Today we got the 922, 924. We're going to be making a fire drill button. So it's just a button on the front of the panel. You press it, and we want the fire drill to happen. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm starting fresh here. I'm going to make myself a panel. You probably already have one made, but I'm going to do everything fresh. And over here, I'm not even going to do anything in hardware tree yet. I'm going to come over to detection tree. And then here I'm going to make myself a fire drill fire zone. It could be automatic or fire or a manual, excuse me. I'm going to make my manual and I'm going to call it fire drill runaway. Okay. Now, if you notice, normally when we make a new zone, there's something attached to it, a child, but nothing's going to set this off, no child. We're going to set this off into programming. So over here, we're going to go to operation. In operation, we're going to open up our panel 922, open up the PMI, and then in the PMI, you're going to have standard keys. Now it starts at number 4. And if you're not familiar with which ones are your panel, and if you're looking at the front of it, you have your acknowledge and reset. Right below that starts number 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way down. To the left of that, there's 3 more buttons. That's going to be user 4, 5, and 6. For the fire drill, we're just going to use number 7. So for number 7, we're going to right click. We're going to unassign, so it's a fresh button. Right click again, we're going to go assign. Now, the first fire drill I'm going to show you is the most direct, easiest way of doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate, but it's not going to be control. We're going to activate detection tree, and we're going to find that zone I made, fire drill runaway. So activate detection, and then find your zone. Assign, close. Oh, I actually closed a little too soon. There is one more step here. So we're going to right click again and assign. And down at the bottom, there's one that says related LEDs. And we're working with user number 7. So I click on related LEDs, LED 22, user 7, assign, close. That right there will get you what you need. That will upload to your panel. And when you press the button, it's going to ask you for a password if you're not already logged in. Once you're logged in, then it's going to activate the fire drill. The acknowledge light will come on. You press acknowledge and hit reset, and the fire drill will end. You can hit that button over and over again. But if you want to make it a little more streamlined, let's say you didn't want the user to have to press acknowledge. You want them to be able to press the fire drill, it asks for the password, the fire alarm goes off, and then you hit reset when you're done. No acknowledge required. This one requires a few extra steps here. We can't do but one function right here in the user button. So we're going to have to go to control. We're going to open up our control, and we're going to make a new fire control. And we'll just give this a name, fire drill button. Okay. Well, I have nothing in the cause because the cause will be the button, but we do want effects. So first we're going to assign the effect. And same as what we did before, we're going to assign the activation of detection tree. So let's find activation. Takes us to control. We want detection. And we want to open it up to our fire alarm again. Assign. But we said after it sets it off, we want it to acknowledge. So there's a section here for acknowledge and reset. And let's close the activate. Acknowledge and reset. We're going to acknowledge fire and mass notification system. And we're going to do it for this panel. Assign. Now, if you stop right here. Oh, wait, no. Right now, you have a control, but nothing activates it. So don't let me get ahead of myself. We're going to go back to operation. We're going to make this one user 8 to show the example if you're doing this at your training site. We're going to unassign, so it's clean. We're going to assign. Again, really, LED is going to be for user 8. We're going to go back to activate. This time, we're not going to activate the detection tree, we're going to activate the control we just made. So activate control, and that's going to trigger the fire drill control. Okay, now if you upload this and you press user 7, the first one we made, again, it's going to ask you for a password if you're not logged in already. The fire drill is going to go off. You'd press acknowledge, you'd press reset, and you're back to normal. This button, the way it is right now, if you walked up to it and press this button, it's going to ask you for the password. After the password, it's going to set up the fire drill. Acknowledge is going to automatically be pressed, and it's going to be waiting for you to hit reset. The problem is after you hit reset, if you try hitting the button again, it will not do anything. And the problem here is all this right here in the operation tree does, just to give you an overview, it says activate the control. So it says activate this. So once you hit reset, this control is still activated. So in order to be able to use it multiple times, you're going to have to deactivate the control. Now, if you do enact disable, you deactivate with the button press again. In this case, though, we don't want to do that. So we're going to add one more thing here to the effect. So what we're going to add here is assign. And like I said, the problem is we've already activated control. We need to deactivate it. We will deactivate itself. So deactivate, find a control. We're going to go find our fire drill control. So right there, fire drill control, fire drill button, hit assign. And now, so once the button's pressed and the password's been set, it's going to activate that alarm zone. It's going to hit the acknowledge button for us. And then it's going to deactivate this control. The control is deactivated, but what we need to happen has already happened. The fire drill is active and the acknowledge has already been pressed. So now it's just waiting for a reset, and then you could fire drill it as many times as you want. One more thing we can do. Each time I keep telling you that you press the button and you have to put in your password if you're not logged in. If you did not want to deal with a password, if you want the button to be always be live, then you can adjust that in two different ways here. For something that has a control, like we have here, you click on the fire control. And when you click on the fire control, not anything inside, not the cause and effects, but the actual fire control, there's going to be a tab right here for operation. Click that, and you scroll down just a little bit, and it has access level by default 2.1. If you make this a number 1, now this works just by a button press. It's the same as acknowledge and reset. No password required. Now, for the one that we made first, the one that directly activates but it does not press acknowledge, remember, get that as user 7. Go to that operation. I lied to you. It is not there. Maybe it's right here. There it is. I just told you wrong. So it's not on the user 7 key itself, but on the manual zone activation. At access level 2.1, we're going to make this a number 1. Now, either key would set off the alarm without any need of a password. And with that, that's your fire drill.